Okay, so who am I sitting with right now?
You're sitting with the co-owner of Earthquake Sound International, Down to Earth podcast, and that's the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye.
All right, man. It sounds like you've done that a million times.
Yeah, man.
Tell us the back end story. A nice brief description of where and your come ups.
I would have to say with the beat making, I was sampling my voice.
What year was that?
I would have to say early 2000s, like mid 2000s, when I started doing more beat making. Maybe
So
about.
you started off making beats. Were you working with any of the artists in the city, or was it just you doing your own?
Just do my own thing. People came in to do their own voicing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I had a little booth going on, but at the same time working on my brother's independent music.
Okay, so your brother was a rapper and you were the producer.
Yes.
So you guys were a team from back then.
Yes.
All right, and who is your brother?
Sean Myrie.
Okay. I love it. I love the energy you guys bring. I noticed you guys have a podcast, and you guys have had many guests on, including myself. Tell us how all that got started.
Down to Earth podcast, how that started. It started almost, over 2 years ago. We're in 2022 now. So you know about this COVID shit, of course. And my brother had a few shows lined up, in fact. And
live performances.
Yeah, live performances. And soon as all of this pandemic started to occur, we were like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna stay relevant?
That's how it started.
So we were like, you know what? I heard a podcast. Let's do a podcast.
Let's just do one.
Let's see what happens. And guess what? Our first two guests were Cities and Up North. No. Is it Up North Society? I think it was Up North Society. Yeah, Up North Society and Cities are our two first guests. And why we had them as our first two guests? Because I've noticed how they were the two new, fresh promoters doing shows and stuff, and with gear and stuff. So they were trying to build a trend for Toronto.
And you were feeling that, so you're like, let me see if these guys are up for it. They were.
And we had them on the show.
And from there, the momentum.
The momentum started.
Where has it taken you?
It's taken us to now to season 4 next month.
So who were some highlight guests?
Oh, man.
Give us your top 5 guests that have been on your podcast.
I would have to say Amoy is one. She's definitely one. I would have to say Casper Marcus. That's one, definitely. Fire MC. That's another one for me. Shoot, there's so many. Damn.
I think you got 2 more.
2 more, right? Damn. There's so many we had. Well, I would have to say, Mega Sean. Mega Sean, we had him a few times on there. Yeah, definitely.
You can't count him as 2, though.
No, on him, but a pure knowledge that man had to say. That's why I had to put him on there. You know what I mean? But besides
one more.
Besides that, I would have to give it to my boy Governor.
Love. Okay. Yes. All right. So, what else are you guys involved with? Like, you guys are doing podcasts, right?
What else?
What about you, though? I mean, I know you're the back end, the technical guy. How did you get all this technical knowledge?
Technical knowledge, love of technology, more of the interest from my pops, I would have to say, because I've seen him mess around with turntables, equalizers, wires, and all of this and everything. So I'm just I'm intrigued with it. I've seen how he does it. So this is the new times now, right? So I'm enticed with technology. So from what he told me about inputs and outputs and all of that, and
you just started plugging stuff in.
And then see how things go. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I put it in my own way, right? So I would have to say that, and from there I just keep on evolving.
No, well, I've noticed, your podcast evolves too, and like you're in different locations.
Oh yeah.
I think I seen you in Ottawa a couple times.
Oh yeah, Ottawa. We were up in Ottawa. We were up in Hamilton. We're up in Toronto, all up from the place. You know what I mean? Like few places we've been invited to. We'd be trying to take D2E to the road. You know what I mean? Down to Earth Podcast. That's what it is. Powered by Earthquake Sound International. You know, definitely.
Okay. All right. So now you've worked with so many artists in such a short amount of time. What's something that you can offer as advice to an artist maybe watching or even brand new to the game? Give us your best.
I would say this. This is what be the number one. You see how we're at a podcast show right now, and we're trying to do as many interviews, get the exposure of the artist. This is going out to the artists right now. All right? Collect interviews. Collect them to make yourself look important. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not important, but the thing is, more you have for different platforms to get your exposure out. That's what I would have to say.
That's amazing. That's actually really good advice.
And in fact, from our podcast, this is what I heard from artists. Artists have been telling me they've been learning from our podcast, from other artists, their interviews and stuff, and how they are and everything like that. Networking has been happening too. You know what I mean? And sometimes sharing their platform of the clips of the interviews. You know what I mean? That's what I always wanted. More unification. You know what I mean?
What can we expect to see from your end, from your camp?
More positivity, more exposure of worth ethics of artists. Good artists they have pure worth ethics. They deserve it. You know what I mean? Like they put in the work, they've been putting in the time, and I've been fan of the music myself. So when they got that fire going on, I go, yo, don't stop the fire. Don't put it out, because I'm a fan of the music. You better keep it up. Keep it up, because I want to see you as an international artist, not a local artist anymore.
Okay, nice. And I noticed you have done some music videos in the past.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get into video production?
I would have to say being in a background actor. You know what I mean? Being in the background of certain movies and stuff.
Let's talk about that more.
No, I know. I'm going to cut that, but I'm just saying the interest came from there. You know what I mean? Because seeing and exposed to equipment and seeing how things are being done. So it's like when I watch TV shows and videos, I'm like,
now you know how it really happens.
I'm like, yo, wait a minute. You know what? Yeah, I know how it happens, but I need to do it my way sometimes, because it pisses me off when I see this and that. I'm like, yo, you know how it goes. If you see something not right, do it yourself. So I'm like, all right, let me get some equipment. Let me start doing my own thing and do it myself.
Amazing. No, I asked you to be on the show because I noticed, you have a passion for what you're doing. You're consistent with your work, and I see you growing and growing. So I know you usually do the interviews, but I definitely wanted to give everybody, a little game on who you are. All right, Rastafari Samurai. This dude is definitely a guy to know. And I would highly recommend work with him. Just see what he's got going. He might be able to give you a hand in the near future. Where can people get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me on my IG, Rastafari Samurai, Rastafari_Samurai at IG. And then after, we got our YouTube channel, EQTV, which is powered by Earthquake Sound International. You can check that out. You know what I mean? All the links are on there. And then after, we got at Down to Earth Podcast with Sean Myrie, at Sean Myrie as well.
All right. Well, thank you for being down here with us. Thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you. But before we go, I have to say this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide.